Go and do some cardio. You do the cross trainer. Does the cross trainer hurt it? No. Do the cross trainer. Does the bike hurt it? No. Do the bike. The rower, you've got all those options there, so do the things that aren't going to aggravate it. What's going on, guys? It is your health and fitness coach, Tyson here, and today we are talking about shoes. Not really, we're actually talking about foot injuries because one of my clients has recently injured his foot and I thought this would be a perfect topic to talk about. And I'm also going to be reading off this card because I've made some notes and I'm not the most polished guy out there. I'm not going to be able to remember everything, so if I read off the note, it's going to remind me exactly. And you know what? I'm going to show you guys just really what happens. So recently one of my clients, Steven, he actually hurt his foot and he said when we were doing exercise yesterday, he's like, Tyson, I've kind of hurt my foot and it hurts when I do some certain exercises. What should I do? And the first thing you should always do whenever you get an injury, whether it be on your foot, whether it be on your hand, whatever it is, don't do the stuff that actually hurts it, okay? So if running on it hurts, if pushing a certain movement like lunges or step ups or doing something like squats actually hurts, then you want to make sure you're avoiding that movement because the last thing you want to be doing is doing something that's causing more pain to an injury that could further increase it, right? So making sure that whatever the injury is, whether it be on your shoulder when you do a bench press, whether it be, like I said, lunges, whatever it is, take the movement away from it because at the end of the day, if you're fucking still hurting yourself while you're trying to do health and while you're trying to exercise, you're not gonna make any progress off it and you're gonna put yourself out for the long run. And it's just the most important thing, like don't do things that are gonna hurt because you can go get it checked, you can just prevent it because it might just be a pulled muscle or something like that. So when you change it around, it's really, really simple as that. So always make sure you don't do things that hurt it, okay? Let's have a look here. Rest it, don't do stuff that hurts it, so rest it. Another thing, like I said about, if you still want to be able to come in and do stuff, still work on your upper body. When it comes to doing cardio, if you can't run, you've got the other options, okay? Especially if it's on the foot, you can do things like the cross trainer, you can do the bike, you can swim, you can use the rower, you've got other options there. You just need to find out what's gonna work best for you because you don't wanna keep aggravating that soreness. And what you should do, the longer you rest it, the more beneficial, the more time it's gonna have to heal, right? It's just like you've injured a muscle, you need to give it time to rest, but you also don't wanna be sitting on your ass doing nothing, right? So if I've hurt my foot and I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna lay down on the bench all day, I'm gonna sit at home and complain, then that's not really gonna help either because you still wanna be taking care of your health and fitness in the long run. And so making sure you're doing the things that aren't gonna hurt it. So even if you're, like I said, if you're gonna go and do some cardio, you do the cross trainer. Does the cross trainer hurt it? No. Do the cross trainer. Does the bike hurt it? No. Do the bike. The rower, you've got all those options there, so do the things that aren't going to aggravate it. And give it about a week's rest is what I'd say, 1 to 2 weeks rest until you don't feel the pain anymore. And if it still continues after that, then that's when I would suggest going to a physiotherapist or going to see a professional who can actually give you the right advice. I mean, you can go and see a general practitioner, GP, but doctors, they're general, right? So I would say go and see a physiotherapist or go see an orthopedic or someone about that who actually knows what they're talking about. And the same thing goes for doing weights, all right? So if you can't do walking lunges or squats, you've still got the leg press, you've still got leg extensions, leg curls, you've got all the other exercises there to be able to train your lower body still. And that's what I recommend. Like, just because there's certain movements that you can't do because of that doesn't mean you have to cut out all movements all the time because that's the worst thing is when you cut out everything and then you get demotivated, you start to feel bad, you don't feel like training, and it's really, really frustrating when you can't do what you want to do because everyone loves squats, right? Yeah, right. But seriously, if you can't do certain exercises, you can still do other ones that aren't going to hurt. So if you can't do a squat, but you can still do leg extension and leg curls, then make sure you still add that into your routine. And then you can still always train your upper body too. Whenever you have an injury, there's always a workaround, and you want to be able to work around it because if you can't work around it and you just make up a lame excuse as to I can't train because I've hurt my shoulder, then I'm just going to call it as it is. It's bullshit at the end of the day, right? So you always find a way around it. You can look up, workouts for an injured shoulder and it'll give you some ideas. You can send me a message and say, hey Tyson, I've hurt my foot, I've hurt my ankle, I've hurt my arm, what can I do instead? And I'll give you some good ideas to do because at the end of the day, the more you can train, the better you're going to feel, the healthier you're going to be, you're going to stay motivated, and you're going to be in motion, because once you stop, it's so hard to get back into it again. How many people do you know who have injured themselves and then stopped the gym for a while and haven't come back? And that's like one of my clients, James, a while ago. He actually hurt his foot. He broke his ankle. He still came in. He came in on that elevator, and every single time he came in, we just did upper body. We did back one day, we did chest the other day, we did arms the other day, and while it's not the most ideal thing, he's still coming in and he's doing weights. As I'm actually talking to you guys right now, I'm rolling my foot on a weight because it feels comfortable and it's helping with my foot injury. I'll give you guys another example. I've actually got a knee injury at the moment. Not at the moment, probably been for a while, and so I haven't been able to run, but I use the cross trainer, I use the bike, I do the things that don't hurt my knee, and I'm still able to get cardio benefits and all those other things too. So don't stress yourself about not being able to do one certain thing, because you just work around it and you feel good. So let's see what we've gone over so far. I've talked about resting it, I've talked about don't doing stuff that hurts it, and another one is you can lighten the load. Good point. I made a really good one there. Lighten the load. So let's say it hurts when you do 20 kilos of walking lunges, right? But if you do body weight, it feels fine. Then you can still do that movement as long as it's not causing pain, sharp pain, injury, or anything like that. So if it still doesn't hurt when you lighten the load, it might be a technique issue, or it might be something different. So you could change that. You can change the position. If you're doing a bench press and you feel it in your shoulder, but you change it to a neutral press, and it feels better, then you can do that movement too, because some people, at the end of the day, our anatomy just isn't meant for certain things, and so it could cause a sharp pain, and it could cause, like an uncomfortable thing. But like I said, at the end of the day, that's a little bit of a different video. But if you do have an injury, like I said, a foot injury, whatever it's going to be, you can always work around it. Let's go over the key points again that I've written down so I know. Number one is to rest it. Rest it for a week or two. Just give it some time to heal and recover. Make sure you're eating good foods. Because all that stuff's going to help. The food you feed your body is also going to determine how good an injury heals because of inflammation and things like that. Number two, don't do stuff that hurts it. So if the lunges hurt the foot, don't do the lunges. If you can't run on a treadmill because it really hurts, don't run on a treadmill. Really simple stuff, right? But we forget about it because we just want to push through. Like, nah, no pain, no gain. Fuck that. I don't want to be exercising in pain if I can't run again for the rest of my life. And you should be having the exact same mentality too. And what else we got? Lighten the load at the end of the day. So if you can do an exercise and it's light but it doesn't hurt, might be the best thing. Or just look up, what can I do to work around it? Simple as that, guys. I want you to be healthy and fit. If you've got any questions about an injury or anything like that, make sure you comment down below. Make sure you send me a message because I'll help you out every step of the way. I'm your health and fitness coach, Tyson Brown. Speak to you next time.